What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Mountain64, and today I wanted to do a review for Watchdogs. I haven't played many campaign games for a very long time, but building my new PC, this one came with the graphics card that I bought. And it was a little bit cheaper as well. It was on sale with the game, so I was like, hell yes. So anyways, I thought I would try the campaign out, and now spending some time in it, I thought I would do a review for it. I was thinking about, or I was going to get it for the Xbox One and play it there, but because I already had it here, I didn't see a reason to get it there as well, since it really is a more campaign-focused game. So I will be talking about this in the perspective, I guess, a bit more of PC and some of the issues that I've had with it, but you know, you can take it for what it is. The gameplay is in the absolute maxed out settings, 1080p, so you guys can enjoy that in the background. And I guess I'll just start with some of the pros about the game of what I really have been liking. First off, the new aspect of being able to hack, right? At least I've never seen or played a game like this before. And it's done very well with being able to hack into the cameras, look around, hack into explosives. You can actually, there's a crafting system, which I didn't even know about going into it before, where you can craft a lot of different things, and that's how you create the blackout and the different things. You got to pick parts up or buy them from shops and everything, and it lets you do so many different things. And that's the kind of the big thing about this game, is you can do it however, I mean, even going along the campaign, you can really do it however you like. So I've got a variety of different gameplay I'm going to show you, but in this mission in particular, this is a very same type of format, which I'll talk about in kind of the cons as well, but you can go about it any way you'd like to. So you can kind of go stealthy, and you don't even have to take anybody down. You can just keep going through, get the objective done, hack into the access codes, get to the thing, just by distracting people, not taking anybody down. You see, what I usually go for is knocking people out stealthily, and then, you know, things happen to go wrong. In this case, I got found out, so I went guns blazing, set a bomb down, blew them up, and then after that, just, you know, took my gun out. There's only a few of them left at this point because I picked them off going stealth. So you can really go stealth, or you can just snipe at them from across the street, pick a bunch of them off, and then once they're all dead, go in, hack them, clean it up that way. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do in that aspect. Con to this, contrary, is that there's really not very many different types of things that you do. Almost every mission is going stealthily in to a group of a ton of guards all around there that you've got to neutralize, hack something, and then get access to it, and then you do this little puzzle thing by flipping the switches to hack into it. So it's pretty repetitive going through it, at least from what I've seen so far. Now, there are different missions as well, but a lot of them are still very similar. I mean, there's probably like 4 different main type of missions. This one where you're going into it, another one which you'll see in a minute where you just kind of got to go around a different area, sometimes working with cameras, sometimes working with different movable objects to open something up or get to a different area by hacking it, and it's pretty straightforward. It's kind of what you would expect. The other type of main campaign story mission is taking people down, like who are going to, on a convoy going somewhere, you just take them down, or they're going after somebody, so you got to take them down or intercept them, and that's pretty much the main types of things. Now, contrary to that as well, you have a lot of other side missions and quests that you can kind of do in this, if you could call them that, but, you know, randomly it'll pop up saying, you know, there's a threat going down, which is what you see me doing right now. There's a crime in action. You can go intervene with that, which improves your citizen status, which I'll talk about. But, you know, it gives you other things to do. There's mini games within this. You can play poker. You can do this little ball game that you've got to find the ball in the cup. And they have a couple other things which I haven't even explored yet. On top of that, you'll see at the very end of this gameplay, they have 4 separate like games within this that you can go into at any point, and they have their own separate skill tree that you can go through. So there is a lot to do in this, but the main mission, like I was saying, is kind of repetitive in what I've been doing, because I've just been going through the main mission for the most part, doing some side type quests. And just to clarify, the random events like you saw me do right there, saving the citizen, that just can randomly occur. There's also these separate missions that you can start on purpose that are spread all throughout, and that has their own story within it that you can do and finish through that. So there is a lot of gameplay to be played, and on top of that, there's a lot of customization within that while you go through it, that being the skill tree. I was pretty entertained with the skill tree, and choosing the different abilities is pretty standard stuff, but I still would have liked to see more hacks. They had, you know, a combat section and some driving different things with that as well, but you know, I like all the hacks and those types of things. That's what this game is unique for. And really, I felt like every time I was just driving around, I was just turning traffic lights on. And then I unlocked to blow the steam pipe up, which was pretty cool. The bridges, the roadblocks, road spikes. I mean, they do have a lot of different things, but I feel like there should have been more stuff to do rather than mainly just changing traffic lights while we're driving along here. And there's a lot of missions where you're kind of driving through. There's definitely a lot of unique things, though, that were more in the as you're just going by yourself, not driving. But you do spend a lot of time driving. That's why I want to see more stuff there. You know what I mean? But there is a lot of cool things like the blackout, which is, you know, a lot of cool, interesting, unique abilities that they incorporated with that. And also, they have unique things and different skill trees and abilities that you use for the mini games that I was talking about earlier. And you'll see coming up in just a second here, one of those I'm playing is alone. There's 4 different ones, and they're like their own story in there. They have their own skill trees that you unlock and customize through that. You get points separately for those. So, you know, I think they did do a good job in terms of the abilities. I just love having more, so I would have liked to see some more hacking and diversity with what you're actually doing. But that's probably because I'm not a big campaign player. The campaign definitely has an interesting story. It's not hooking me in super well, but some of you guys might be more into it than me, and might be more reasonable in allowing things to happen, like having cameras all over the place, even in the hood areas where they'd probably just get broken off or whatever. I don't know. That's just my train of thinking. Now let's talk about the multiplayer a little bit, though. And you guys notice I haven't been talking about it too much so far. That's because I cannot even get the thing to work. It is pretty bad, and this is what I was talking about, too, in terms of the PC type thing. I don't know if the Xbox guys are having the same issue. And, of course, I mean the PlayStation as well. Whenever I talk about Xbox, I just mean console. But whenever essentially what happens is as you're going through, you'll see a purple thing pop up. You can also access it through using your smartphone thing. But as you're playing through the campaign, multiplayer things will pop up. Other people can come attacking you, and you got to react to that. But at the same time, there's also a thing that'll pop up that lets you get into a queue. And essentially says that this person's looking for a match, or, you know, this person's nearby, there's a contract out on this person, go after them, whatever. So you push the X, whatever button, and then you go into a queue. It takes you out of the mission that you're doing. I mean, not that you would actually pop up while you're dead in a mission, like during a cutscene or something, but if you're going from point to point or you're about to start something, it'll take you out of that, and you have to wait about 1 to 2 minutes for it to actually start, so you'll just kind of walk around or hack people while you're waiting, which was kind of annoying having to wait for that when it says that it's ready right then. I don't really understand that. But on top of that, I've done about 30 or 40 of these maybe, and I have finished 2 of them. Okay, they're about only a few minutes long, and every time you go into it, it just aborts it. I mean, like, I'll go into it, I'll play halfway through, and then it just cuts out. It says mission aborted. I don't get any points. They don't get any points. I don't know if the other person is quitting out because I'm winning or what's going on. But that seems to be the consistent problem over and over. And I keep on trying it, and I keep on regretting it, because then it just dumps you out somewhere wherever you were. Wherever the mission ends is where you go. So then you got to travel back to where you were going if you were just about to keep going through the campaign. And so it's a really frustrating experience trying to do that. And then if you lose, you also drop down in your reputation, or whatever it's called, in terms of the online community, which is, you know, it's not really progressing so much. It's kind of like a balance. But if the balance can't even be achieved because you can't play it, then it's kind of annoying. So you got to think of that. On top of that, there's only really 4 different modes that you can play. There's one where you go chasing after somebody and try and hack into them. You initialize it, and then you just try and stay hidden while you're hacking them. There's one where they come after you. Obviously, it's kind of the same thing. Then there's also one where it's 4 versus 4. You got to take something, or, you know, it's few people on a few people. You have teams. You got to take the code, decrypt it. That one's all right. And then there's the racing one, which always pops up for me. I don't know why, but that's the one I keep on trying to do. There's about 15 different checkpoints. You're going through it. You can get some cash, some extra time as you're going through it. It's timed. The other person's trying to stop you using cops, hacks, barriers, things like that. And really, I've never had a problem getting through it. The only thing, like, I'm on 10 out of 15 through, I'm getting towards the end, it says, mission aborted, and then it just goes back to normal gameplay. It doesn't load or anything, it just throws you back to the normal game, the other person left, and that's it. So it kind of sucks in that point. There's also the free roam type mode. You can play with some friends, but, you know, honestly, you don't have the same customization that you have in GTA. And I know I haven't compared it yet to GTA, but you can't get away from comparing it to that. It's a very similar aspect towards that with, you know, this free world. But, you know, the GTA has just so much more customization, the game modes, the different styles of playing that you can have in terms of what you can do. You know, it is similar, but, and this, it could be a nice refresh for you if you're looking to play something a bit more new in terms of GTA, and if you want to go on to the next gen. But, you know, it still is very familiar, and so far, I gotta give it to GTA. I think people are still gonna want to go back and play GTA multiplayer, especially with the aspect, like I mentioned earlier, this citizen thing, right? First of all, the interaction with the citizens, I don't think is as good as GTA, even for being the next-gen game. When you're interacting with them, they all just run away from you, except some of them will call the cops, which if any of them got robbed and you just stole their car, I feel like they would all call the cops. But they don't all do that, I guess, for better gameplay. But anyways, you can get out and just punch them, take the phone from them, but if you want to kill them or anything, you lose reputation for that. Now, first of all, I don't even think the reputation does anything. I looked it up, I couldn't figure it out. Maybe it does, you guys can let me know. But being a good citizen or a bad citizen, I don't know what the difference is. So sometimes I'll kill them, sometimes I won't, and I've stayed at the middle the entire game because sometimes I just happen to run over a couple people, or I injure a couple people, and at the same time, I showed you in the very first clip, you can go back to that, I was running over people with the fire truck. As long as you hit them in a car, it's okay, it doesn't matter. You can run into as many people as you want, but you hit one person on the side of the road, you lose a ton of reputation and you're going down the grave, or even if you injure them. But what you can do, pro tip right here, if you hit a car and send it into people, that's okay. So if you can kill a ton of people, and then of course during the campaign, it's like one person dies on your side, and it's the end of the world. You're going out killing a bunch of people, and it's like, well, why don't any of those people want to get revenge on you? Or like, you know, why aren't they coming after you? You're killing hundreds of people. But like I was saying, they don't have a very good interaction with the other people, like I think they do with, you know, gangs coming up or shooting you, random people getting mad at you. They're all just say kind of nicer things. They don't go super mad at you, but they do use some bad language, things like that. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it, though, guys. I think the multiplayer still needs work. It could be a better game. They just need some more updates and things. And after being delayed already, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you played this down below, you guys can, if you're thinking about getting the game, read the comments. Hopefully this helped you out. Let me know if it did with a comment if you'd like, or at least a like rating. It's always appreciated. If I didn't upload videos to YouTube, or if I didn't get this for free with the graphics card that I got, I probably would not have picked this game up and would not say it's worth the full $60. Unless this is your type of game and your type of genre, you're super into it. I don't know if I would really consider it to have a full... be worth the full value. Those are my thoughts on it, and those are the reasons why throughout all of this. You know, maybe $40, $50, just like Titanfall. I think that should have been a $40, like I said from the beginning. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. You can check out 2 more videos in the description down below, and I'll see you guys next time. This is StoneMountain64, signing out.